3 weeks ago, a government on the other side of the planet reached over the sea and switched off an AI tool that Australian businesses were using. No warning, no court orders, 90 minutes notice, and it was gone. Not because we did anything wrong, because we are not American. The tool was Fable 5, the most powerful AI ever released to public. It had been on the market for 3 days. 3 days. And then the United States government switched it off for every Australian overnight over a decision we had no part in and no power to stop. Now, the good news, as of yesterday, it's back, baby. Hopefully for good this time. And that one word, hopefully, is the whole video. Because those 3 weeks were not just a glitch. They were a live, unfiltered demonstration of exactly how much say Australia gets over the AI it's betting its future on. No vote, no warning, no way to stop it. And stick around for the fine print, because it did not come back the same. Pull up a seat, regulars, and let's get into it. Quick context, because it's the whole point. Anthropic keeps a tier of models so powerful, it normally will not let the public near them. Too good at the dangerous stuff. Cybersecurity mostly. Fable 5 was the first time they'd cracked the vault open for everyone. So this was not a product update. This was a company handing the public something it had spent months calling too dangerous to hand out. And it lasted 3 days. On June 12th, the US Commerce Department issued the Export Control Order, national security grounds, telling Anthropic to cut access to Fable 5. And here is the line to burn in. The order applied to any foreign national, inside America or outside, including Anthropic's own foreign staff. Now, the order took effect immediately, and there is no way to check the passport of every user on Earth in real time. So Anthropic did the only thing it could. It switched off the model for everyone, every country, Americans included. A rule written for foreigners blacked out the whole planet inside 90 minutes. Why? A reported jailbreak, a trick to slip past the model's safety guards. And here's the ugly part. The report did not come from the government lab. It came from Amazon's researchers. Amazon, one of Anthropic's biggest investors, and at the same time, a competitor with AI ambitions of their own. The company helping bankroll Anthropic reported Anthropic's 3-day model to the government. Days later, it was gone worldwide. Now, Anthropic pushed back hard. They said the flaw was minor, and here's the kicker. Their testing showed weaker models could do the exact same thing. OpenAI's models, Anthropic's older models, and Kimi, a Chinese model, produced the same demonstration. The capability America switched off to keep from foreigners could already get it somewhere else. Then it turned into a public brawl. The White House said Anthropic refused to fix it. Anthropic said that was flatly untrue. 3 weeks of ugly negotiations later, the order was lifted. This week. So, crisis over, right? Yeah, about that. Here is the part I actually dragged you here for. Read that order one more time. Any foreign national. That is not a China story. That is not some far-off chess match between superpowers. That is you, the tradie using it to knock off quotes. Cut off. The firm built it into every workflow. Cut off. The government quietly trialing it. Cut off. Overnight, not one of them did a single thing wrong. Their crime was a passport. And here it is, no longer a theory. We do not own the most important tool of this century. We rent it. And our landlord is a foreign government that can evict us in 90 minutes for no reason, with no notice, no appeal, and nobody in Canberra that it has to call first. That is not an alliance of equals. That is a dependence. And you only find out how deep dependence runs the day someone yanks the cord. So it is back. Good. I'm excited about it. But we have to read the fine print, because this is the part the headlines skip. It came back rationed. On the paid plans, it is capped at half your usage the first week. After that, you pay per use on top of your subscription. And it came back downgraded. There is a new government-shaped filter bolted on, and Anthropic openly admits it will wrongly trip on ordinary work, everyday coding, debugging, and when it trips, your request gets bumped to an older, weaker model instead. Sit with that. The most powerful public AI on the market came back rationed, more expensive, and potentially dumber at everyday work, because the government decided it should. That is not a metaphor about control. That is control, sitting right there in the release notes. And 2 more lines in the fine print as we're reading about it. On the big clouds most Australian businesses actually run on, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, it is coming back as quickly as possible. No date. And the unrestricted version of this model, the one Anthropic keeps in the vault, already switched back on for approved American organizations. International partners are still in the queue. Downstream every single time. Now, I'm not handing you a cartoon villain, because there isn't a clean one here. There is a real argument that a government should be able to pull a model this powerful. Some of these capabilities are genuinely dangerous. That is a hard question, not a dumb one. But it cuts the other way too. They locked away their best model for 3 weeks, over a flaw a Chinese model can already replicate, while cheap, fast Chinese models close the gap by the week. Anyone trying to give you a tidy answer to all this is selling you something. Strip it all back though, and the lesson for Australia does not move. The most important technology of the decade runs on ground we do not own, and it can be switched off for reasons that have nothing to do with us. So what do? Here are 3 things to help. 1. Assume this happens again. It's a precedent now. Frontier AI is welded to the US national security, and Australia sits downstream of it all. 2. If you're a business, run the drill. If 3 weeks without a single AI model would have crippled you, you do not have a business. You have a dependency with a logo on it. Keep a fallback, keep it swappable, and test the swap before you need it. 3. Every time one of these models lands, stop asking how clever it is, and start asking whose hand is on the valve. That question matters more than the benchmarks ever will. It is back. The panic's over. For now. But don't you dare let those 3 weeks slide off you the moment the model reappears. Because for 3 weeks, Australia got a brutal, unscheduled lesson in exactly how little say we have over the AI we are all quietly staking our futures on. That was the hopefully. That was the whole point. Next week, the other half of this. Could Australia ever actually build and run its own AI? Or is renting it on someone else's terms just what we are now? That's it for this one. Pull up a seat next week, regulars. Right now, I need a beer.